Hey YouTube, it's Keeps. It's been a minute. Hope all is well. I've been busy getting platinum trophies and gaming, but want to bring another quick review after completing 100% on another game. This time I'm talking about Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. First Five Nights at Freddy's game for me. In the background, you've got the first 5 minutes of kind of the opening sequence of the game, so there shouldn't be too many spoilers. Just maybe some housekeeping if you aren't familiar with the game. You play as Gregory, who's trapped inside of a large mall after hiding inside of Freddy. The whole premise of this game is to survive until 6 a.m., which I believe is a lot of the different tropes of Five Nights at Freddy's game, but this is their first jump into a first-person, kind of fully explorable world instead of you kind of being a security cop in an office. You escape the mall using a handful of exits. You avoid some different dangerous animatronics that are chasing you and some other robots that are kind of fodder that just patrol the floors, and at the end of the day, if they catch you, they call the bigger animatronics who kill you. Animatronics are essentially stalker type enemies. You can't really kill them. Think Mr. X or Alien from Alien Isolation. You don't really have very many defensive tools either. You get a camera that stuns things and also something called a phaser blast that essentially does the same thing as the camera, but can only do one target at a time. You get some choice on which one of these items that you want to use throughout the game, but pretty much you're just kind of exploring, picking up collectibles, like you see in the back of the screen here, and kind of working your way throughout the game of some different set piece objectives that they have. So this game has extremely light survival horror mechanics. This is me kind of coming fresh off of Resident Evil 4, so I'm a little bit biased. That game is amazing, but light progression system, and a majority of the gameplay experience is kind of hiding and finding security card upgrades to access other parts of the mall, which you can eventually destroy pieces of body parts off of the animatronics to provide Freddy, who's actually your friend in this game, upgrades, which I can't really intellectually speak how it ties into the plot progression, but those are key items for you and able to escape and open up different exploration paths and kind of progress the timeline forward to get to 6 a.m. It's kind of segmented that it'll show different time blocks between midnight and 6. You kind of work your way through the game by slowly pushing that clock forward. PSN Profiles has this game listed as a 3 out of 10 difficulty, completion time around 20 hours with 3 missable trophies. 2 of these trophies are tied to collectibles, which I would highly recommend using a guide. There are some collectibles that are essentially locked out of being obtainable after you progress the story a bit. I would just make sure that you're tracking those. I think it's like 2 or 3. One of them you can get kind of after the end game that I actually missed and had to go back and clean up in the Phaser Blast arena. But I'd use a collectible guide at least for the missables, and then you can kind of do cleanup after the game and go back, get them all, and kind of close out that piece of it. The biggest caveat, though, in my mind, playing this game is that after you beat it once, they made the interesting decision to turn off all save stations in the game besides one in the main area. So you get done with the game, you've got all these collectibles that you need to go and find, and you essentially need to use the central save area as kind of a focal point. Go out, get collectibles, hopefully not die from the animatronics because they kind of stay active, and then go back to that save station. So you kind of got to do it in waves. The only other big piece of this is you need to beat the game without hiding, which at the end of the day, you can pretty much save scum your way through it. If you accidentally hide, quit out, reload it, don't forget, and then you can kind of keep that save state without a hide mechanic kind of tracked to close that out pretty easily. Full circle, guys. Maybe on the play, plat, or pass. This is one where I think the collectibles piece of this really dampers the experience. I had fun. Might be one of those games where you kind of check out from afar and maybe play to finish it out. Maybe it's just me being a little bit aversive to some of the collectible aspects of it and the overall enjoyment of some of the survival horror games that don't really empower you too much. It was okay. I don't think that I'm going to go back and do the PS4 version of it. So, I mean, a lot of games, if I've got the PS5 and PS4 version of the game, I'll double plat. This, unfortunately, is not one of those games. It was okay. Continue to do research on it to see if you have some interest, but I think the overall experience was maybe more negative than positive for me. But either way, guys, appreciate you tuning in. Sorry it's been a minute. Should have a couple more videos hopefully coming up soon. I've been hard at work. All the YouTube mumbo jumbo. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts if you've platinumed this game. And I appreciate all the love and support. See you guys.